Welcome to the HouseLux Estate channel, your trusted partner in understanding the corporate landscape. Here at HouseLux Estate, we aim to equip you with the knowledge and tools to navigate the intricate world of corporate finance. And today, we're going to tackle a topic that's crucial in corporate decision-making: financial ratios. Now, what are financial ratios? These are numerical relationships between different financial figures in a company's financial statements. They are the compass guiding executives through the financial seas, providing insights about a company's financial health, performance, and future prospects. Understanding financial ratios is like understanding a company's secret language, decoding the numbers to reveal the true state of affairs. Whether it's evaluating a company's ability to pay its debts or assessing its profitability, financial ratios are indispensable tools in the corporate world. So stay tuned as we delve into the various types of financial ratios and their implications. First off, let's explore liquidity ratios and their relevance in corporate decision-making. So, what exactly are liquidity ratios? They're financial metrics that provide insights into a company's ability to pay off its short-term liabilities. In other words, they measure a company's financial health and readiness to cover its immediate obligations. Two of the most commonly used liquidity ratios are the current ratio and the quick ratio. Let's talk a bit about each. The current ratio, also known as the working capital ratio, is calculated by dividing a company's current assets by its current liabilities. It essentially measures a company's ability to generate enough resources to pay off its debts and other obligations due within a year. For example, if a company has a current ratio of 2, this means it has twice as many current assets as it has current liabilities. A current ratio greater than 1 indicates that the company can pay off its obligations, while a ratio less than 1 could signal potential liquidity problems. Next, we have the quick ratio, also known as the acid test ratio. It's similar to the current ratio, but it excludes inventory from current assets before performing the calculation. Why exclude inventory? Well, inventory may not be easily convertible to cash, especially in the short term. A high quick ratio means the company has enough short-term assets, minus inventory, to cover its immediate liabilities. Now, why are these ratios important for corporate decision-making? Well, they provide a snapshot of a company's short-term financial health. If these ratios are too low, it could be a sign of liquidity problems, which might affect the company's ability to operate efficiently. On the other hand, ratios that are too high may indicate that the company is not using its assets effectively to generate profits. Therefore, maintaining a balance is key. In a nutshell, understanding liquidity ratios allows executives to evaluate a company's short-term financial health. They provide valuable insights that can guide strategic decisions and safeguard the company's future. Moving on, let's delve into profitability ratios. These are key indicators that enable us to understand a company's ability to generate profit relative to its revenue, operating costs, balance sheet assets, or shareholders' equity. In essence, profitability ratios give us a snapshot of a company's profit-making efficiency. Take, for instance, the gross profit margin, a ratio that measures the proportion of money left over from revenues after accounting for the cost of goods sold. It's essentially the percentage of each dollar of a company's revenue available to cover its other costs. So if a company has a gross profit margin of 20%, it means that for every dollar in sales, the company has 20 cents left over to cover basic operating costs and beyond. Then we have the return on assets, or ROA, another profitability ratio. This ratio illustrates how well a company's management is using its assets to generate profit. It's calculated by dividing net income by total assets. A high ROA indicates that the company is effective at using its assets to generate earnings. Now, why are these ratios so important? Well, they provide us with a deeper understanding of a company's operational efficiency. They tell us how well a company is converting its investments, assets, and operations into profits. Imagine, for instance, two companies with the same revenue. One might assume they're equally successful. However, if one company has a significantly higher gross profit margin or return on assets than the other, it's clear that this company is more efficient at turning its revenues or assets into profits. In the world of corporate decision-making, these insights are invaluable. They allow executives to identify areas of strength and weakness, guide strategic decision-making, and ultimately drive profitability. So as we can see, profitability ratios offer a clear view into a company's financial health, revealing how effectively it's generating profit from its operations and assets. Understanding these ratios is essential for anyone seeking to make informed decisions about a company's potential for success. Profitability ratios, therefore, offer vital insights into a company's operational efficiency and profitability. Next up, we have efficiency ratios. Now, these are particularly intriguing as they offer a lens into how well a company is utilizing its assets and managing its liabilities. At its core, efficiency ratios are a set of financial metrics used to measure a company's ability to use its resources effectively to generate income. They are typically used to analyze the performance of a company's management by looking at how efficiently they are using the company's assets and liabilities internally. To give you a clearer picture, let's delve into some examples. One commonly used efficiency ratio is the inventory turnover ratio. This ratio measures how many times a company is able to sell and replace its inventory within a certain period. A high inventory turnover ratio can often indicate that a company's products are in high demand and it's doing a good job managing its inventory. However, it could also mean that the company is not keeping enough stock on hand to meet demand. So like all ratios, it's important to consider the context. Another key efficiency ratio is the accounts receivable turnover ratio. This measures how effectively a company is collecting payments from its customers. A higher ratio suggests that the company collects its receivables more frequently throughout the period, indicating a strong credit collection process. Let's not forget that these ratios are not a one-size-fits-all tool. Different industries have different standards and norms, so it's important to compare these ratios with companies within the same industry. Efficiency ratios are the unsung heroes in the financial world. They might not be as flashy as profitability ratios or as straightforward as liquidity ratios, but they provide invaluable insights into a company's operational efficiency. To sum it up, by understanding and analyzing efficiency ratios, executives can get a pulse on how well a company is managing its assets and liabilities. They can identify areas of strength and weakness and make informed decisions to drive operational efficiency and, ultimately, profitability. Efficiency ratios help executives understand how well a company utilizes its assets and manages its liabilities. Now, let's discuss leverage ratios. Leverage ratios hold a significant place in the world of financial ratios. They serve as a crucial tool for understanding the financial health of a company from a long-term perspective. So, what exactly are leverage ratios? In simple terms, leverage ratios are financial metrics that gauge the level of a company's debt in relation to its equity. They offer an insight into how a company is financing its operations and growth, and how capable it is of meeting its financial obligations. Let's delve into some examples to better grasp the concept. Firstly, we have the debt ratio. This ratio is calculated by dividing a company's total debt by its total assets. It gives us an understanding of what proportion of a company's assets are financed by debt. A higher debt ratio may indicate a higher degree of financial risk, as it suggests the company is heavily reliant on borrowed capital. Secondly, we have the equity ratio. This is the flip side of the debt ratio, where we divide the company's total equity by its total assets. The equity ratio gives us an idea of what proportion of the company's assets are financed by shareholder equity. A higher equity ratio is generally considered a positive sign, as it indicates the company has less reliance on debt and more on its own capital. In essence, leverage ratios are about balance. A company needs to strike the right balance between debt and equity to ensure its long-term solvency. Too much debt can lead to financial distress, while too much equity may signify missed opportunities for growth through leverage. So, when we talk about leverage ratios, we are not just talking about numbers. We are talking about a company's financial strategy, its risk tolerance, and its approach to growth. It's a window into the company's financial philosophy and how it manages its capital structure. Leverage ratios, therefore, give a clear picture of a company's long-term solvency. Now that we've explored the various types of financial ratios, let's summarize what we've learned. We started with liquidity ratios, which help us assess a company's ability to meet its short-term obligations. Then, we moved on to profitability ratios. These provide insights into a company's ability to generate earnings relative to its expenses and other costs. We also delved into efficiency ratios, which measure how well a firm uses its assets and manages its liabilities. And lastly, we looked at leverage ratios, which help in understanding how a corporation is financing its operations and growth, and the potential risks associated with its debt load. In essence, these ratios are not just numbers. They are tools that allow us to critically analyze the financial health and operational efficiency of a company, providing valuable insights that guide corporate decision-making. Remember, understanding financial ratios is a critical step in making informed corporate decisions. Thank you for tuning into the House Lux Estate channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful videos like this.